Hello, Internet. It's Jen T. Grace here, founder of Publisher Purpose Press, and I'm here for day number 29 of our 30-day book marketing challenge. It almost seems crazy that we are here at day 29, but here we are. So tip number 29 is market to academic institutions. Now, this is a tip that will require a lot more effort, energy, and legwork, and it's something to really take into consideration. It is a tip that is not applicable for all books, but is certainly applicable to some. Let me start off with saying, if you published with a traditional publisher or a hybrid publisher like PYP, then you're going to be fine on the quality side. If you have self-published your book, before you take any step further in deciding whether or not this tip is something to potentially pursue, I need you to take a step back and I need you to evaluate a couple of things. I need you to be honest with yourself about the cover of your book. So is your cover quality? Is it high quality? Did you hire someone to do it or did you do it yourself? That's something to be very mindful of. And two, did you hire professional editors to edit your work? And it's no offense to retired English teachers from middle school, but I'm talking about professional editors who know how to edit books. So I preface with that because if you designed your own cover or hired someone who is not a cover designer, or you edited your own book and did not hire a professional, then do not proceed with this tip. Because if we're talking about marketing to academic institutions, they have an expectation of a certain level of quality, and they are not going to look at anything that does not have that specific level of quality that is there. So if you did not do any of those things, this tip is not going to be for you. So just kind of skip past this one. But for those of you who self-published, who follow all best practices, and your book is just amazing, it looks awesome, perfect. Anyone who has hybrid published, where you're working with a service provider who knows what they're doing, or traditionally published, which of course traditional publishers know what they're doing as well, then you're in good shape and we can proceed. So when I'm talking about marketing to academic institutions, what I mean is that I am saying to market to professors, whether they're, adjunct professors, they're chairs of the department, whomever they might be. I want you to think about marketing to them as a way to get your book in the hands of many people. Not all books lend themselves well to being used as part of curriculum as far as a course goes, and whether it's an online course, in-person course, college, university, trade school, community college, does not matter. It's a matter of, there's a lot of courses out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there. So when we're thinking about this, what are those areas of opportunity that you have to promote your book to these programs? So the first step is to really look at what programs would be best suited for your book. And when I'm talking about your book, like we're thinking about like supplemental text. We're not saying a textbook. So I'm not suggesting that you have to have a textbook for this tip to make sense. So when we're talking about this, it's how do we have your book be aligned as part of course curriculum for a particular program? If you were writing about health and wellness, there are tons of different health and wellness programs. There's different health and wellness courses. So does your book align naturally with any of those courses? If you are writing something around LGBTQ topics, is your book suited for a specific course within a larger curriculum where your book could be leveraged and used as part of that program? So one of the things that you can consider doing, and it's obviously going to take more time to do this, but it's definitely worth it, is create an agenda, a syllabus, curriculum on how to use your book in that course setting. That is the best way to think about this, is how do you make it easy for that college professor to say, oh, wow, someone just sent me this book. This looks like something my students could read. And then on the other hand, it's like, oh, here's exactly how I can teach from this book. You are saving them a ton of time. You are saving them energy and effort. And if you send them a book and someone else sends them the book, and the books are very similar in terms of quality and content, et cetera, but you have provided a syllabus and the other person hasn't, you're going to have a little bit of a leg up in terms of potentially getting that professor to say, you know what, I think I'm going to make this a required reading as part of my program. Because what that does is you're reaching out to that individual person and you're saying this book is good for this, that, the other reason, and they say, yes, this book is great. I'm going to use this. The beautiful thing is that you sold, if you will, to that professor, but that professor might have 6 courses running at once. They might have 3 courses. They might have 50 students in a course. They might have 500 students in a course. Whatever that happens to be, those are all book sales. You could have 50 books a semester that sell just on autopilot. You could have 5,000 books a semester that are selling on autopilot. So it's just a matter of thinking through, how do you leverage that opportunity with that person who's responsible for that program or that course, and market to them to encourage them to use your book as an opportunity as part of their curriculum. Because professors, once they have like their reading, the required readings that they want their students, they're definitely firm on these are what I ask my students to read. But at the same time, they're always looking to see what else is out there. So if you can make it easy for them to make that decision to say, all right, this actually looks interesting, let me try this out, you are going to have a bunch of sales that you don't even have to think about, and you just collect your royalties month after month, semester after semester after semester, and you're in great shape. So that is today's tip. There is countless other pieces to this larger strategy. I'm just giving you a snippet of the strategy. There are a lot of different ways that you can execute this. There's a lot of best practices in how you execute this. This is something that we do have conversations with our PYP authors about, of how do we do this and how do we do this well. So we have templates and all kinds of different things that we support our authors with. So if you're interested in learning more about how to execute a strategy like this, I encourage you to apply for our book marketing mastermind, because anyone who is part of that mastermind will get access to not only me and just all of the brainstorming that I can come up with you, but also different resources and materials that we have as a company and an organization that we can share with you as well. So I encourage you to at least take this into consideration as a potential strategy, because a lot of times it's just as easy selling to a decision maker that has influence over a lot of buyers as it is to just sell to one individual buyer. So if you want to think about, the 80-20 rule, this is one of those great examples of that. So that is today's tip. So I did just mention the book marketing mastermind. If you want to check it out, it's at publishyourpurposepress.com/marketing. You can check it out there. Additionally, we have our office hours, which, as we are nearing the end of this challenge, if you are interested, please check the PYP website to find out the most recent office hours, when they will be, and please feel free to join me. And then our WhatsApp group. So our WhatsApp group is there for accountability and support. Whether you're writing your book or selling your book and marketing your book, there's people in there on both sides that, we can, strengthen numbers. We're here to kind of support, and rising tide floats all boats. So all of the links for all of those places are listed below this video. And that is today's tip 29. We have one more tip to go. And then after that last tip, there will be a wrap up final video that kind of explains where to get all of the resources from all the things that we have talked about. So that is that. I very much appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow for our day 30 last and final tip. And I look forward to seeing you there.